thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 266 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing, recorded live from western northeast South Dakota. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
Tommy, we got a lot of stuff to do today again,
Just like always.
We're back in the saddle. I'm just going to kick it off right away with our sponsors. I'm so excited about our sponsors today that I just can't even make small talk before
I don't blame
we
you.
get to them.
I do not blame you.
I just want to get right to our sponsors.
That was enough small talk to make me comfortable anyway.
Yeah,
you can go on to the ads.
Right. Okay. Today's show is brought to you by The Strength Co. The Strength Co. makes premium made-in-America barbell equipment, including their machined and E-coated plates. These plates are functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. The Strength Co. plates have become the go-to choice for all members at Massenomics Gym. Check out their plates and all their other made-in-America equipment online at thestrengthco.com. That's thestrengthco.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large has set a new standard for customer service within the strength world. They have live website chat support and speedy email responses. Lifting Large is home to the Ground Lock deadlift slipper, and they are always in stock and ready to ship. Massenomics listeners can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products. Make sure to use our discount there. It's MASS20. That'll get you that 20% off. Today's episode is also brought to you by SPUD Inc. The goal of SPUD Inc. straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. This episode is also brought to you by Fusion Sports Performance Supplements. Do you know what's in your supplements? If you use Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products. Every Fusion Sports Performance product comes fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net and use code MASS, M-A-S-S, to save a huge 20% on your order. And this episode is brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Do you know what's in your bars? Well, if you get a Texas Power Bar, you will, because in 1980, Buddy Cap set out on his own to make what he believes was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling, and it was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state and national, international, and world powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. Visit them at TexasPowerBars.com.
Wow, what a great sponsor.
Do you know what's in your sponsor ads?
Yeah, you just read them, man. I just heard it.
Next time through, I'm going to read that of some sort for
every single one.
Yeah.
Do you know what's in your straps?
If you use SPUD Inc. straps, you do. Tommy, we did a little partying this weekend.
There was a little bit of boozing involved, Tanner.
Did a little bit of boozing, boys.
And I can say,
the crispy boys were out.
While that used to be a weekly thing for me, it's been quite a while since I've approached it like that. Having a kid and everything in the last year, with everything going on.
With everything going on,
it can really slow that down.
Yeah. When you said with everything going on, I felt like I instantly could relate to it all. It's
I think every listener went, I know what's true.
Everything that's been going on lately.
But it was my brother's getting married in just a few short weeks here, so we had kind of a small-ish bachelor party.
Flying Ryan for long-time listeners.
Flying Ryan _D.
Yeah,
and we had a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
had some friends come from out of town, a lot of local boys around, and we did a lot of partying.
Little bit of partying,
and
boys.
You even showed up, Tanner.
You
came out of your cocoon.
Yeah, I was like,
several guys had not. I forget. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, right. I walked in and literally everyone was like, "The fuck?"
Yeah, several. Yeah,
and not just because I don't go anywhere. That's part of it. Maybe,
I should say
but like,
the ones at the party that knew you all went, Tanner?
Yeah.
Like, I think this is you, but I don't actually know.
And part of it's because I don't go anywhere, but what they were referring to is my hair
and beard
that's consumed. My hair and beard that's consumed my face.
Yeah,
like
it really sent everyone for a trip.
Because I used to, for the longest time, I always had short hair and basically clean shaven. So for some of those people, it's like, is very, very different.
And it was funny too, because I just am like, well, this is what Tanner looks like.
Yeah.
Like if you showed up with short hair, I'd be like, what the hell happened here? So it was, that does bring me back to earth that, I'm not living the normal
I did
life
have to go through like several questions of like, so what's up with like the thing you're doing? Like,
everything
what
good
is
here?
this here? Like, seems different.
Yeah, so there was that whole part of it. We, as it seems to be the bachelor party tradition for me lately, played some paintball, which is always a good time.
Yep.
That got done.
Paintball's not always a good time, though.
Well,
Like, sometimes it's
I should say
really hot and sweaty.
Yeah,
and
it was a hot day as far as
it was actually
as far as
really
our
hot
day goes.
that
It was like
particular
88
day.
degrees,
Yeah, that
but
was our hottest day of the year.
there
So
was
far,
actually
for sure.
quite a bit of wind.
Sometimes there's a lot of mosquitoes when you're paintballing.
There was quite a bit of wind, so it kept it fairly
a pretty
cool. And
good
there was no
day,
mosquitoes, so it worked out pretty good. But then that night, we did some drinking, and it was like the good old days. It was really just, hey, we got nothing left to live for. I do have to say though, Tanner, I can never downplay your cunning and wit that you have. And I should have seen it coming.
Oh yeah, we actually did talk about
it. Almost
this.
didn't catch me. I didn't even really think I thought about it. I was so in the moment.
Yeah.
It went like this. So we're at my friend's house, and he has outside of his house, I think back in the day it was like a wood shop
maybe, yeah.
And he converted it into a home theater room. And he did,
Really cool,
He did a
too.
really good job. Like it's a banging sound system in there.
Yep.
Like he has the projector with like the 100-inch screen, like all new. I mean, he redid the whole thing.
He has an odd collection of movie posters.
An
eclectic,
the eclectic collection. You know, you have your Inglorious Bastards, Good Will Hunting, some other classics like that, Gladiator, and then you have Grease and Bruno.
Yeah.
So just the classics. But we eventually, we were in his backyard. We eventually made his way back to the theater room because it was like, oh, things are going to get rowdy. We're going to start playing loud music and getting wild here. And that went on for several hours. And at one point I'm like, you know what? I should go to the bathroom. So I went for a very quick bathroom break in the house. You know, I didn't pee in the yard. I was civilized. I went in the house to pee. I met you on the way out. I go, oh, Tanner, you leaving? And at this time, I didn't even know what time it was. I thought you said it was close to midnight.
I think it was about midnight-ish.
And you go, oh, no, I'm just going to the bathroom. And my brain went, oh, okay.
Yeah, like
and
that's
then
what I was doing. That
it was
makes
basically
sense.
like a few hours later, I'm like, I don't see Tanner. It didn't even really cross my mind until now when you were like, oh, yeah, I just got out of there.
Yeah, that was, I just
And
left at that point.
If that's not what you do, Tanner, I don't know.
It's also funny because there's no need for me to like. I could have just told.
It's not like we're at the bars and like, don't leave the bars yet.
But I've partly been scarred for years of people like you can't like you are never allowed to leave anywhere ever.
Well,
and
yeah, if you tell people, oh man, it almost ruins everyone's night.
It does. So like it's like I can't not do that. If people like it's just become a game over the years, like where it's kind of like fun to never
just disappear.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So, but
you pulled it off well.
But also people are at parties when you're out are like hyenas smelling that stuff. If they sense that you're leaving before it's like before they want to be done partying, they will pounce on you and like be like like people do not want to let you leave.
We have a vibe going here. It can't be ruined. Can't be some type of power vacuum when everyone leaves.
There was no need for me to like you would have just been like, oh, okay, see ya. But like it is still just fun to be like, oh no, just go into the bathroom.
Yep.
And actually, when I've done this for years. I mean, I'm a little out of practice, but
the rust did not show.
No, I'd done this for years, but I had done my survey around the room. I kind of like had ended a conversation with the group, and I was like, you know what? I think this is my chance. Like
I've closed everything up that I need to.
I'm like, I think I did everything here that I could do, and like this is the end of the night for me. And I was like, this is my time. I don't think anyone will catch me. Open the door, start walking. there's Tommy
There was
walking,
me.
and I'm like, damn it, he's the one guy. It's like, at that point, I have to like strangle you behind the shed and be like,
it's an assassination job. Like, I can't risk
like
blowing
I
my
could,
cover.
yeah, like I was gonna get out there with,
Like I'm
get
gonna
out
run
of there
in.
without
He's
having
doing
to,
it, guys.
Yeah.
He's going. Get him.
And you were gonna blow it.
Hold
so
him
that-
down and pour this beer in his mouth.
It's not two yet.
Yeah. So yeah, you missed out then. Like we went back in and we just at this point we were just listening to music and it was starting to get rowdier and rowdier. And eventually it gets to the point where for some reason one guy's shirt is off, then everyone's shirt is off.
Yeah.
And then like that's the one time when your brain is like, yeah, we're having actually this is what it was. I look around, everyone's shirt is off. This is like 14 guys.
Yeah.
Everyone's shirt is off. It's like 83 degrees in this building and Sandstorm is playing on the projector. And at this point, I'm like, yeah, no one is in their right mind right now. Like everyone's acting like a total idiot. And then shortly after that, the receiver for the theater system put up an overheating warning. And it actually just so happened, it just worked out that was about 2:00. And in our drunken state, we were moving things around, unplugged a cord, never could figure out what was wrong. Didn't realize we unplugged the cord till the next day. It probably worked out for the better that was at about 2 because at the rate we were going, I think we would have kept going at that pace till like 4 or 5 in the morning. So
There was a lot of good music videos being played. I enjoyed them. I would say I didn't realize there was so many pop. I don't know if pop's the right genre, but like very popular music you would hear on the radio, whose music videos are borderline pornographic, if not pornographic.
okay, the one that blew all of our minds was that Blurred Lines.
Blurred Lines by
Robin Thicke was
I'm
a huge smash in 2013,
right.
And like that the music video just has actual topless women walk.
Right.
What's it? Emily Ratajkowski? Whatever.
Okay.
I know I'm butchering the name.
Yeah.
The they're all just walking around topless in that
topless the whole
video,
video,
and
yeah.
it's just like that's the music video.
Yeah.
Like, man, I want to know how that pitch meeting for that music
Right.
video went. Okay, we're just going to get some of the top Instagram models. We're going to get some other hot chicks. And we're just going to say, hey, you just got to stand here and dance with me topless. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, yeah, we'll do it. And
Yeah.
we'll pitch their agents and they'll love to do it too.
Right.
Because that's how it went down apparently.
I heard he got divorced shortly after that or something like
That
that.
wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But the music videos, I did not know this either, that for YouTube. So a lot of people listening to this probably, you can YouTube on your phone. You can just cast it to your TV with whatever smart TV or Roku or Apple TV, whatever device you have. But I did not know that as long as you get everyone on the same Wi-Fi, you can all just start a queue
All get
and just
in the
keep
queue,
adding
yeah.
songs to the queue. And that's like a fun, I think Spotify and probably Apple Music, you can do that too. But if you want the music video to play, you just get everyone on the same Wi-Fi, get on YouTube, and you can just
all
keep adding to
it's
the
like
queue.
the jukebox at the bar.
It is
only,
like that, but you have the music videos,
Yeah.
and in this case, it was fun because we got some real curveballs thrown our way. There was some fun stuff in there, but
Good stuff.
yep, reliving my earlier 20s. It felt like, and paid for it the next day, but
Yeah.
But
I
it's
left at just the right time where it takes not much. It takes very little for me to pay for it the next day, but I left at a time where I didn't have to pay for it out the ass for like a day and a half, where I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, that was all right. That was fun too.
yeah.
And I got to go do something I haven't got to do for a long time. Go through the McDonald's drive-thru.
Oh,
after
you
drinking.
did.
Yeah, I had my wife came and picked me up, and as soon as I got in the car, and I was like, McDonald's, and she's like, yes, because we both
loving it.
Yeah. And then our son was awake when we got home.
Really?
and So we
Oh,
brought,
we got okay. Yeah.
so we brought nuggets home, and we
was
all
like
got
Christmas time?
We all got to do like late night McDonald's. That's like,
late night McDonald's is
there's not much that tastes better than that.
no like
Except
late
the next
night
morning,
eggs.
then you're like, that tastes disgusting to me now.
That late night eggs taste really good, but there's also a lot more work that goes into
Right.
making late night eggs.
Now there's
than
something about the
late night
drive-thru at McDonald's. You're like, yep, that's it.
And for that matter, any late night drive through is hard to beat. But
yeah, that's true.
wow, should we get to
Yeah.
some of our self promotional stuff, Tanner?
That's why we started a podcast to begin with. So it'd be silly if we didn't do a little bit of
to
that.
come this far and not do
Yeah.
it now. So at this point, the drop has happened, Tanner. The drop that we've alluded to,
Yep.
loosely
The drop
for a
is
few
live.
weeks for
It's
sure.
been
Last
live
week
for
4 or 5 days,
Yeah, 4 or 5 days.
or 3, depending on I guess how soon you listen to this. But
Yep.
first one on the drop, probably the biggest maybe shock to the world, the impossible that became possible.
Yeah. The breaking
The
parallel
breaking
shorts.
parallel shorts.
Yeah, they're real.
100 of them out in the wild.
May very well be sold out by now though.
I hope they are.
If
they're like any of our other limited edition
Yeah.
shorts, they sold out right away. If these didn't, I would assume they're probably selling out pretty soon.
Yeah, and I would think that it's probably like a sizing issue. We probably, for some reason, even though I track this pretty closely, and
Someone
get a
bought
pretty good,
all the smalls.
Yeah, right.
and-
Like some size, there'll be like 10, 12 pairs of only one size left. And that's like what it'll be like. And then those will just slowly sell down.
That's usually how that works.
Yeah.
But those went out. I'm assuming at this point they were a smash hit. We brought the t-shirt back so you can have the full set to go with it.
Yep.
You know, you don't want to be looking like you couldn't afford both. So you might as well get both while you're at it.
Yep.
Awesome.
And that's limited too.
That's limited too,
to that run.
one probably won't be
we
back
did,
around.
I think we did a limited run of 100 of those too.
Did Austin Turner will that to life?
Austin Turner willed he really did make the shorts become a real thing. And actually, I guess we could say it by the time this comes out, this already happened too.
We were conspiring behind his back.
We conspired. We got his girlfriend on board and we sent him of course, the shorts are numbered. You know, they come with a certificate of authenticity.
That's how you know they're limited.
Right. Numbered 1 through 100. And he received pair number 1 of 100 that his girlfriend, I believe, and hopefully
we'll be presenting to him like less than 12 hours from now.
The morning of the drop. So, because otherwise we can't have her do it like after the drop exists,
because he'll probably see it and buy
like 5 pairs. So like we want him to get it.
Yeah,
before.
gotta get in front of that one.
So he doesn't know that that's coming yet. I mean, as we talk, he doesn't know that's coming. As you listen, it already happened. But
I'm really curious to see what his reaction is.
Right. And I did ask her if she would record a video of it, if she's able to. So hopefully she does that too, and we can see his reaction.
I hope that all works out.
I think right now he kind of believes they're coming in this drop, but he would have no idea that he's getting
that he
pair
already
1 of
has
100 is waiting for him, and it's been there for a little while waiting for him too. So,
so there's the breaking parallel. This one that I have in front of me here.
That tee looks like so iconic to me.
So iconic, we named it the Icon Tee.
Yeah.
So we have left chest at gray. This is our first gray one of this color, right?
I think it's the first one of that exact.
Yeah, Lift
color.
Neon's on a different gray, isn't it?
Lift Neon is on a dark heathered navy.
Heather navy. There you go. So this one we have your classic gray tee, Massenomics logo, upper left chest.
Yep.
With the crossed barbells, but then you flip it over to the back. It's kind of business in the front, party in the back with this one. And you have the full.
Oh, are people hearing? There seems to be a lot of popping going on. I don't know if it's coming through.
Hear all the pop over this shirt. Yeah. You have the full back Massenomics, established 2014, lift hard, live easy, Western, Northeast, South Dakota. The crossed barbells, the logo, the plate. It's just a really classy looking tee. This one is. I'm holding it up so everyone can see it. But
should be I believe the first time Western, Northeast, South Dakota has appeared on a shirt,
tee.
right?
So I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So now, or did we do it on the drinking team? I can't remember now. For sure, we had a version of it on the drinking team.
I don't think so.
I can't remember if that one went to print or not.
Established 2014, but I don't think
that might have been what it is then. But I think this is a really classy looking tee. And like some people are like, I need something that doesn't have drinking on it. I can't have every Massenomics shirt have drinking. Well,
here you go.
We solved your problem for you.
And so it is the gray tee, and the print it's not white. It's like a subtly light.
It's just a really light gray.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have quite that extreme contrast.
I really don't. But this isn't a shirt that I say pops. This shirt's clean.
It is. That's a better word for it. Is clean.
Yeah.
And it is. It really is clean. So that's a really good looking tee. I'm excited for that one. And the last one, because we were so poorly prepared for this part of it, Tanner.
Yes.
When we were trying to think of what we're going to talk about tonight, this was the last thing that came to mind for some reason.
That stuff we try to sell to make money.
The last one is the lift shit tee. We're really excited about this one.
Yep.
On the, what's the official name? Is it olive green?
Yeah. I think that's
Army
what
green,
could,
whatever
OD
it is.
green, a lot of people say. Yeah. With the black print.
With the big black print on the front, it says lift shit, because if that's not what this is about, I don't know
then
what
we
it is.
Don't know what.
Then we don't know. And that one, I wouldn't say that one pops either, but it has a certain subtleness to it. But at the same time, it's in your face.
I think it's going to be a popular tee, though.
It is. It looks good. And we don't have anything on that green color.
No, I really like the green with the black.
It does
really
look good. It looks really good. And that's what I like about this drop is we've added a new gray one and a green one in. So those are both new colors for us.
People always like black, of course,
do.
but it is fun for us to mix in more options other than just black tees.
Between the
And these are two really nice looking ones.
They are. They look premium. So between all of the black Massenomics tees I have and the black tees that every company sends us,
Right.
I have a bottomless collection of black tees.
Right.
So I love a black tee. If I'm going to pick a t-shirt, my go-to color is going to be black, but it is nice to mix in a little color once in a while.
Yep. A pop of color. That's it.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you're still listening to this, maybe hit pause and go buy some of that stuff.
Right.
Assuming there's sizes
If there's
available.
anything left at this point. This could be our biggest drop ever. For all we know.
I hope it is.
Me too.
Tanner, you getting thirsty?
Oh, I'm parched.
I was thinking halfway through that promotion that I can hardly finish this. My throat's so dry. Tanner, this is a what's in the can. Get your Bird Box Sandra Bullock bandana on.
Right. I still think it's my Cedric Sabalos slam dunk competition. blindfold.
Well, I like to imagine you in a boat a little more, rowing around with some children.
Where else do people wear blindfolds? Is there any other
Like
things?
if you're like putting apple on top of your head for someone to shoot it off or
William
something.
Tell.
There you go. Okay, you ready for this?
Yep. Is there something? Should I be reaching out?
Now you can. Go ahead and reach.
And
Grip
here again,
around.
I'll say again, the blindfold is no joke here. I cannot see anything.
I'm excited. I don't think I've had this one before either. So this is a what's in the can where Tanner puts his smell and taste to the test.
I've got a flavor in mind.
He's
by
on
the
a scent.
smell.
He's
By
on a
just
scent.
the smell. I've got a flavor in mind. I should say it just in case that maybe it's what my hand smells like or something. But I noticed grape is what I noticed by just the smell.
You said a fruit, which is usually a good direction to go in.
Oh, if that's not grape, then I'm just confused on flavors, which often actually happens.
All right. Should we take a look?
So let me see if there's anything else I need to add to that first. Gosh, I just think it's a grape sparkling water.
You sound pretty confident. I think
That's what I think it is.
I think we should take a deeper dive here.
I got to get my blindfold off then. The blindfold's a bit of a process here. It is purple.
With the headphones.
Yeah, and with the blindfold, I couldn't actually tell that it was purple, so. Ha!
Just
Got
like
it.
that.
The Waterloo.
Waterloo, baby.
Haven't had the old Waterloo for
Been
a
a
while.
long time since we had a Waterloo.
So it is a grape Waterloo. So I could tell that one by just scent alone.
Your bloodhound heritage is popping through there.
So what are you thinking as far as this one goes?
I think, God, grape's pretty damn good. We've never had grape on here before, have we?
I don't think so.
It's not super cold. I will say that. I didn't get it in my
That's
fridge
true.
soon
That
enough.
is true.
Maybe it'd make it even more crisp and refreshing if it was in the fridge a tad sooner. I'm really bouncing between 3.5 and 4 right now, Tanner.
Yeah.
It's for sure in a 3.5. I'll say this. Right now, I can't give it a 4. Maybe at peak coldness, maybe it'll be a 4, but I'm going 3.5 for now.
I think it tastes good, but there's always something about grape flavored stuff that it always just reminds me a little bit of like cough medicine.
Oh, really? It just
Like,
makes me think of
I
like,
just have an association of that.
it just makes me think of like super sugary soda.
Yeah, right.
Because
that
isn't
too.
grape soda just pure
Well,
sugar?
like
You know,
grape-
unlike other
Right.
other soda.
But like grape flavored things don't taste like grape at all. I mean, that's also, you could go down the road that's kind of true for all of them.
See, that's kind of how I am for cherry
like-
stuff. But for some reason,
Yeah.
I like cherry sparkling waters, though. I don't know.
I mean, that is
But I
also
totally
true
get what
for
you're
cherry.
saying with the medicine thing, though. Like,
Right.
the flavor has almost been just replaced by the medicine version of it.
Right.
not
And
the
this
actual-
doesn't actually taste bad. It still tastes good. I just like have like a
that mental hurdle
right,
there.
right. I'll give it a 3 then.
3.
Okay.
Wow, 3. Okay.
Now, Tommy, we've got a sack segment.
Oh, that's
this
what it was.
week.
I had to look at my list because I knew there was
Yeah.
something I was missing
All right,
here.
This is what I've been waiting for to see what's in this. set.
And last week's sack segment was really good. Like
That
the
was a
most
doozy.
the most extravagant one we've ever had. Thanks to Frank at Lift Evil. You should go check that out if you haven't.
I'm pretty
I
sure
think
that will be the most extravagant one
I
we
think
ever
that
have.
sack segment took 35 minutes,
That sack segment was a treasure hunt. It was an adventure
was.
in a sack,
and it's.
in a box.
I still think about it, and I go like this. I go, And then I smile because it was that
Pretty
good.
wild. But yeah, do also go support Frank from Lift Evil again, because that's worth bringing up a second week in a row, because that was some wild ass shit.
It was. Yeah.
And we are still working on plans for those Lift Evil shorts.
Yeah. Until then, they are under
Lock and key.
lock and key
And
at the
undisclosed
most
location.
high security bank we have in town here in a lockbox.
Yes.
Constant armed guards around. But this week, though,
This week,
we have this. What's in this Tanner sack segment is wrapped.
So
it's
this-
actually gift wrap, Tanner.
this is
I think this is the first for us,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yep. I haven't seen what's inside of here. This is from Big Andy of the Conspiracy Randy podcast. Big Andy is the one. His handle is Skinny Idiot Studios on Instagram. He's the one that has been doing all the drawings for us.
The little Massenomics cartoons we have
yes,
from
yes.
the podcast.
So
interviews.
he's at Skinny Idiot Studios. He said he had this thing. He handed it to me, and I said, "Is that something? Can I open it now?" Or he's like, "Oh no, you save it for the podcast." So don't know what's in here.
I'm
Check it
excited.
out.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
It almost feels like a book, or like
It looks like there's something
there's
to
a
it.
thickness.
Yeah.
There's a thickness to this thing in my sack, but also like a flexibility to it at the same time. I don't know.
Okay, Tanner is opening the wrapping paper.
The polka dot wrapping paper.
Polka dot wrapping paper. And okay.
What do we got? There's definitely a drawing in here.
Wow,
Oh.
okay. Oh, baby.
Oh man, what is this?
Whoa.
This looks like sick.
Okay. So there's. It looks like we've got a stack of drawings here, and these are big.
Is this all? Okay. Okay, just a second. I got to take each one in.
Yeah, I got to be able to
here,
see this too here.
Uh,
Okay, so
this is.
Oh, yep. It goes. I don't want to be weird, and it's part 1 through what's the last number?
We go part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6, part 7,
Okay, it's almost
part 8. Is that okay? Maybe part 8 is the last one.
Okay. So we got 8. These are each one of these is it's full on cartoon. These are like bigger than 11/17s.
Yeah.
So the first one, we're holding these up. We'll also have these on Instagram or somewhere so you can see them. It's titled "I Don't Want to Be Weird," but part 1, crush, and it's Tanner and I.
Tommy has a Massenomics shield.
Yeah, we're all dressed for battle. My shirt's off. There's skulls and enemies below us.
We look gratuitously ripped.
Yeah, we have swords. There's a dragon in the background. So there's a very medieval vibe
I have
going
a crispy boy in my hand.
and it says, "Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, drink their crispy boys." Okay, so it's like our battle cry there. Okay,
Yeah.
So I really like that first one.
Also, you know what's crazy about Andy's art is how I don't get. I mean, this is why he's an artist and I'm not, but how people just draw something with a pen and it's like, yep, that's Tanner and Tommy.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt,
I
that's
know.
like a crazy version of Tanner and Tommy.
Oh, you know what, Tanner? I didn't even notice that you have like a spiked tentacle wrapped around you there.
Yeah, like in a sword going through it. There's a lot of detail on this that I can't. It's hard to even like take it all in just over the podcast.
There is. So the story's been introduced. I want to know what the next step in the story is.
So
here.
part 2 is we are both like it appears to be like minotaurs. Is that? Oh no, centaurs. He says that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It says centaur noises. So majestic, and there's Andy probably riding
on
us,
your back,
and he says "wee," and it says "buy a hat," and it says
Mains gains.
Tanner and Tommy are basically centaurs. Mains gains. That's really good. That's really good.
This next one's funny.
Slide 3 here. It says best friends. AG plus TB and AG plus TD. So that's Andy. And he's between us in the studio here. And it's Tanner says, "Let's get an apartment together." And I say, "Yeah."
In the bottom is blood red.
Yeah, it says forever. Yeah, best friends forever. So, okay, we're all just super jacked to be one happy family. Okay, I like it. I like where this is going.
I like that he's Andy's extremely happy. It's like best friends forever, right? That's good.
Tanner suggested the apartment. I said yes. What are we on? Part 4 now?
Part 4.
Massenomics and the Idiot.
It's Lady and the Tramp. Lady and the Tramp.
So Tanner, you and Andy are sharing a noodle. You have very cute little anime woman eyes. And there's a plate of noodles below, and it says featuring Tommy as the noodles.
That part's disturbing.
So in this case, you guys are slurping me up, and it is a candlelit dinner that you guys are enjoying these noodles over.
Have you seen this?
No, I haven't looked yet.
This is
Maybe you should cover them up so we don't give it away.
This might be the
Okay, so we're on part 5 now. Gains as old as time. Andy and the Beast.
When I saw you, I was like, "Where's Tommy in this one?"
Also featuring Tommy as the candlestick dude. Okay. So there is a candle with curly hair on it. I don't know the beat to the Beauty and the Beast song, but it says press this bench, press this bench. Oh, press this bench, press this bench, put our gym to the test. So that's me singing it as the candle guy. Tanner, you are in full Beauty and the Beast. You're dressed like the Beast. Andy is dressed like the Beauty with a hairy chest looking you in the eyes while you guys hold hands.
It's funny how I
Look like
me, but also still look like the Beast guy.
Yes, you're pulling that off very well.
And you legitimately, like, I can tell that candlestick guy is you.
That's Tommy the Candle.
Yeah. Okay, this next one also very good.
Okay, so part 6, it's Titanic, and it's just the Titanic movie poster, but it's instead of Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. Is that what her name? I can't remember.
Don't ask me.
It's Tanner. It's you and I, and it says featuring Tanner.
Oh,
no,
that's you and Andy.
It's me and Andy. Yeah.
I am in there. I'm featured.
Yeah, featuring Tanner as the boat. The boat has a
With the big
mustache on it,
mustache.
and draw me like one of your French girls, of course. That's good.
Yeah.
That is good.
I like. You can kind of still tell that the boat is me.
It does have a very Tanner-esque stance to it.
Yeah. Okay, so then we're on to part 7.
So, part 7, Mass Back Mountain featuring Tanner as the mountain. There's a mustache on the mountain in the way background, Tanner. I wish I knew how to quit you.
Yeah.
I'm definitely the Heath Ledger here, and Andy is Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
Naturally.
That works, yeah.
It works very well. Yeah, I probably need to dress up like a cowboy more, I think.
And do gay cowboy stuff.
Go herd sheep out in the Wyoming mountains. Wow, that's really good. Okay, this is the last one. Part 8.
Yeah.
Part 8 is censored.
Yeah, we won't know for sure what's on.
Well, you just assume that after Beauty and the Beast, Titanic, Brokeback Mountain. What was the other movie I forgot in there? Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
There's something going down. Censored. Wow, that's really good. These are impressive, Tanner. There was a story here, man.
Yeah. Damn. So cool. So cool. Which one of these is your favorite, do you think?
I gotta look at them again one time quick. Oh man. The Beauty and the Beast one is just so funny to me.
That one is very good.
That one's really funny. Just the Lady and the Tramp one is really funny too. I like the one of us as centaurs.
Yeah.
That one's like really awesome. And the battle ones. I don't know. I probably laughed the hardest at the Beauty and the Beast because I get to be the candlestick with the hair.
The thing that, I don't know if you listen to this, the thing that started making me laugh so hard is when I realized it was the Beauty and the Beast. And I was like, oh, Tommy's not in. And then when I realized that you're the candle, like that part, just like, that's my favorite one because when I realized you're the candle, like I couldn't take out, like that was just ridiculously funny to me.
Yeah, we got these just banging movie posters. Might have to just start getting these printed and put in orders with people, Tanner, as they go.
I don't know what to, like that's the tough part. And
like,
we
it'd be a shame if these
cartoons.
Be a shame if these just laid on our
that's like we'll share these on Instagram so you can see.
Oh, Tanner, you even have a crispy boy in your hand there.
Yeah. But like that's even with the cartoons. That's the other thing too. It's like they're so cool, but we don't want to just like give them away just haphazardly. Like. don't know exactly what to do with them yet.
He has the drinking team shirt on there. It kind of looks
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I bet it is because Andy has the drinking team shirt.
Oh, I could just keep looking at these things.
I do like the one where he's like best friends forever and forever is in the blood red. Like we're not allowed
in
for it
the
to
studio.
stop.
You got the Don't Curl in Me
Yeah.
shirt on. I got the Lift shirt.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you have your headband on, Tanner.
It is good.
The Lady and the Tramp on the
Yeah.
eyes. Those eyes, they get me every time.
Yeah. It's those
Wow.
damn eyes.
Wow, Andy. Skinny Idiot Studios, if you don't follow them.
Yeah,
Make sure you go do it.
Skinny Idiot Studios on Instagram for sure. I know he has Facebook also. It's probably also Skinny Idiot Studios, I suppose.
I'm sure if anyone needs any fun caricature or commission pieces, I'm sure Andy would love to do it.
That's
reach out to him. He knocks them out in a hurry for us whenever we need
He's
him. Like
really fast.
He's
Like-
really good at it. He's really good at capturing the person's essence and making it part of a fun
Like,
cartoon. So
It makes me feel like, you motherfucker, how can you do that? And like this would take me months and it wouldn't look good. Like, and it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like when, for example, he made
The
like
lift shorts.
the homemade lift shorts.
uh-huh.
And he did that with like one hand and like the shorts weren't even like steady.
They were like moving.
And I was like, that's never going to look good. And like, and it's like, when people do stuff, like if I draw something, I have to draw it so literal that you can see exactly what I'm doing. It's looking like the thing every step along the way.
yeah.
Like he can do it where it doesn't even look like it.
There's
And
like
then all
a
of a sudden at
shape,
the
and then
end,
the shape
it's like,
gets filled in.
yeah. And then all of a
you
sudden
turn
at the
it
end, it's
upside
like,
down,
yeah,
and it's
like, oh, it was a penis the whole time.
he got me.
But I guess that's why he's good at it. But yeah, I think that's what he does. Like he can kind of do anything that you want, you know.
And he's done that for us.
Right.
We give him just the slightest bit of context. He goes and runs with it.
Yeah.
So, I think some great ideas would be if you have any, that gift for someone that has everything. This would be
That's
the
actually
perfect thing.
true. That's actually a really good idea.
You could send him any
like,
funny picture, and I'm sure he
Right.
could just bring that to life.
like for what would be, Mother's Day could even be some pretty funny things. Like if you have a wife that
Yep.
has a good sense of humor, you could really surprise
Birthdays,
her with something cool like
Christmases,
that.
all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yes. Like engagement, like if your buddy got you like for like as like a wedding present or something. Like
Oh,
you
it
get
would
a
be
lot of-
awesome for a
like-
wedding present to
Like
have
you'd be like, like send him a picture. Like this is what I look. This is what my buddy looks like, and
And
like,
make
can
us
you draw us,
make
like,
us centaurs.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right,
He can
right.
make that happen.
So that's Big Andy.
Wow. Thank you, Andy. That is incredible.
God, it's been 2 weeks of wild sack segments, hasn't it, Tommy?
It absolutely has been. And now we have to do some ads, Tanner.
Oh yes.
Today's show is brought to you by Lifting Large. Since 2004, Lifting Large has been providing lifters across the world with powerlifting gear from Titan Support Systems. Lifting Large has the largest in-stock supply on Titan wrist and knee wraps in the world. Home of the ground lock deadlift slipper, they are always in stock and always ready to ship. They also have ER competition combo racks that are ready to go too. They are the only powerlifting supplier with live chat support available during the weekdays, so you can get email replies to your questions in hours, not days. They are now accepting Amazon Pay and Stripe for a quick and simple checkout, and once your checkout is complete, it will ship fast with same-day shipping on most orders. Massenomics customers can use code MASS20, that's MASS20, to get 20% off Lifting Large branded products and also receive an additional 50 rewards points added to your Lifting Large account. Place your orders at liftinglarge.com, and you can follow them on Instagram at liftinglarge.com. That's at liftinglarge.com. The Massenomics podcast is also brought to you by SPUD Inc. and the Lat Saw with cable handles. Get a great back workout or challenge your training partner to a medieval sword fight. Tanner, was there actually a lat saw in our hands in one of those drawings there?
Oh, now that you mention it. Yeah, that's what we're wielding lat saws.
SPUD Inc. lat saws.
Yeah.
Do you know what's in your SPUD Inc. lat saw, Tanner?
Maybe.
The SPUD Inc. lat saw
Got me
is
at my own game.
is a new
Son
level
of a
of
bitch.
back mutilation. This medieval-looking torture device is designed to work your lats at every possible angle, letting you get the most out of the Econo tricep and lat pulley or low pulley system at your home gym. Use the included deluxe cable handles to move from wide to narrow grip instantly. Check out the lat saw online at spud-inc-straps.com. You looking for something there, Tanner? You good?
Oh, I'm good.
this little
there it
guy?
is. Yeah. that little guy.
Pull a trick on you.
This little guy.
Today's show is also brought to you by The Strength Co. The Strength Co. operates starting strength affiliate gyms out of Southern California. They have a staff of experienced starting strength coaches that know the best way to develop strength through the barbell movements. Grant, the owner of The Strength Co., is a Marine, and he is passionate about obtaining quality American products and labor for all aspects of his business. The Strength Co. makes premium, made-in-America barbell equipment, including their machined and E-coated plates. These plates are functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. The Strength Co. plates have become the go-to choice for all members at Massenomics Gym. I used them today, just as good as the last time I used them, Tanner.
Ditto.
Check out their plates and all their other made-in-America equipment online at thestrengthco.com. That's thestrengthco.com. And this episode is brought to you by Fusion Sports Performance. Do you know what's in your supplements? Tanner.
Yes, because I use Fusion SP.
And it says right on the bottle, some type of chocolate, right?
Chocolate of some sort.
Chocolate of some sort.
I love that
It's
flavor.
clearly labeled.
I did talk to them at Fusion, and they said they'll be coming out with that.
They have
soon,
their lab working
chocolate
on
of some sort.
They said we need chocolate of some sort right now, and they said we're on it.
On it, boss.
If you use Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products. They offer 2 pre-workout options with Super Soldier pre-workout and Mad Titan High Stim pre-workout. Both have proven ingredients at their full clinical doses to maximize performance, increase muscular endurance, improve focus, and get you that much sought-after pump. Both are favorites among strength sport athletes. Healing Factor post-workouts combines BCAAs with a full serving of creatine monohydrate and other great ingredients to help maximize your efforts in the gym, build muscle, and recover fast. Fusion's whey protein isolate not only tastes great, it also has 27 grams of protein per scoop, 0 fat, and low or no carb options depending on the flavor. It doesn't contain any soy or gluten, and it won't cause any stomach discomfort. Available in vanilla ice cream, chocolate fudge, and frosted cinnamon roll flavors. Most orders are shipped within 1 business day, and every Fusion Sports Performance product comes fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net and use code MASS, that's M-A-S-S, to save a massive 20% on your order. fusionsp.net. Last but not least, today's show is brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Buddy Capps first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid-70s. At the time, he was working for Image Barbell, building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them, calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he'd ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, world, and Massenomics powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit texaspowerbars.com.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you to our sponsors.
Should we get our guest on the line?
Let's do it.
Maybe you guys have heard of him before. His name's Ed Coan.
Hello?
Hey, Ed, you're on the Massenomics podcast with Tanner and Tommy.
What's up, Ed?
How lovely.
How
you doing, guys?
We're great.
We're doing great.
We're super excited to have you on. We've wanted to for a while, and I would start off by saying sometimes we have guests on that probably don't need much of an introduction, and I think you're probably in that category. So we won't spend a lot of time giving the rundown of all your.
Thanks. I love you guys. You guys are fucking hilarious.
Well, that's we've made some we post some things on Instagram, some silly things sometimes, and we like to include you a lot because it's fun and
It's
and
great.
you're the goat, and so you're not gonna hurt us if you ever see us again, are you?
No, not too bad.
That just opens up the gate for a lot of options there, Tanner.
Yeah. Well, how bad would it have to get for you to really hurt us when you see us, though?
Yeah, you wouldn't. You couldn't do it.
No, but that does make it really fun because it's obvious you can kind of go along with that stuff and laugh at it.
Oh hell
too,
yeah!
so,
It's good taste. It's great.
Yeah. Yes. That is cool. That's one thing. I guess we've got a lot of questions to ask you about, but that's one thing. Kind of talking about social media, and you've got a pretty big presence on Instagram, and
Yeah, I don't even try.
right. Yeah, I would assume you don't really have to. People just, I mean, if anyone's interested in
I don't really
powerlifting,
buy followers or, it's not my living, so
right?
I just have fun and give out good information, and I don't really do programming, but like hundreds of people are always sending me videos, and I just diagnose their videos for them for free. So it's got to give back and have fun.
What do you think it would have been like when you were coming up, or throughout your heyday? Social media wasn't a thing. If it would have been, what do you think? Would you have liked that? Are you glad that it wasn't something you had to mess with at that point?
I probably would have liked it, but I would have been, it would have been huge for me.
Yeah.
And I probably would have had a manager and all kinds of shit back then. So yeah, it would have got really big.
Yeah, kind of stinks that it wasn't, just because of how much you could have taken advantage of something like that at that point.
Yeah, plus just the cool videos I would have been able to have from the gym.
just the training videos alone would have been
Oh,
amazing.
that would have been great.
So what was, like, going back, was there ever any like major publications that ever did like publish anything on you?
I used to have a contract with Joe Weider.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I used to be in Weider all the time. Joe was great. He loved strength stuff.
Yeah.
So I would go out there. He'd put me up in a suite on Venice Beach in Santa Monica, give me a car, pay all my meals. I'd have one or two things to do for 1 week, and I'd go out to lunch and dinner with Joe all the time.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool. It is, there certainly, it was different. So it was different avenues then, so magazines were big. They're not so big now. Social media didn't exist. It's very big now, but it is just different with the way social media is. Some of the stuff, if you would have it as available, then it could have just really exploded. It feels like.
Yeah, I'd have probably millions of followers.
I mean, you would.
Yeah,
like, there's no way around it. Yeah, right. Which is valuable, you say it's not your way you make a living now, but like if it is back then, you have millions of followers, and
you would have been able to make a good living.
yeah, for sure.
Because it was so new, and you were real. You didn't have to do fake and stupid shit to get noticed. You could just do your normal stuff and give out great information because no one knew about the info back then. Now a lot of the information is just regurgitated stuff from before, and most people don't even give you credit for it.
Right. Is there anything new to like?
Yeah, has there been? Yeah. Have you ran across any piece of training advice like in the last 5 years where like, that's really good?
Mike Trashear has done a really good job of a lot of good stuff, and I know him and Bryce Lewis have done a phenomenal job with stuff. Chris Duffin's done some stuff with velocity-based training, but I think as a whole it would be Mike Trashear.
Yeah.
And what I do like about him is that he's always looking for flaws in his own routine, which is pretty cool, which, everyone else doesn't do that. I didn't have the access to that, so mine all was based on power bodybuilding and feel. So I kind of made up my own stuff as I went along and decided, well, I just don't want to be weak in anything. So I made everything strong. So you kind of lasted longer, and by having no weakness, you create a pretty impenetrable, fortress.
Yeah, and you managed to do that. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And the only other thing would be the nutrition aspect of everything with so many fucking unbelievable guys out there now that have great information.
Yeah, That's a good call too. That's probably that side of it, probably even more so, more advanced than what you would have been working with at that point in time.
Oh, most definitely.
Is there anything? I mean, we kind of understand. We have a good understanding what your training philosophy was at the time. We've followed you for a long time. Is there anything specifically, if you could go back in time, knowing what you know now, say what you see from Mike T and other people,
I would have peaked better.
Okay, peaking.
I would have peaked a little better, but I love to train so much that I love training more than I did competing. So, I mean, I wanted to hit PRs in the gym, but not maxes. I never maxed out in the gym, but I probably could have maybe backed off a little bit at the end, but and used a little bit of common sense that, I didn't know back then. But for just a few little things, but nothing else, because everything worked out pretty well.
Yeah, and that's tough too. Like what you said, you love it that much. The peaking, like, so you could have used, like you said, more backing off, which means less training. So you're kind of doing less of the thing you really love to do at the
end. I would have monitored a little bit more, but nah, I know what I could have done, and what I did, I'm proud of, and the way I did it. So
yeah,
there
that
you
makes
go.
sense. Yeah. What about the GOAT title? Everyone talks about that. Who is there anyone in your mind that you think is the GOAT?
There's phenomenal lifters, but I think it's more of a GOAT for your era. And I had a really long era where I had a great run for a long time. And what was the impact you had at the time on that whole era and every other lifter? So I did a pretty good job of that. And you got guys like John Hack right now. And right now, for what he's doing, he's the GOAT. But you got to consider, look at some of the IPF guys like Oleg from Poland and how long he lasted at the top. Look at Fedosenko, the smaller guy in the IPF. He's got freaking 100 different titles in raw and equipped. So people tend to forget the smaller guys because they don't get as much notoriety. But as far as lasting long, there's some fucking excellent lifters out there that have lasted a long time. Look at David Ricks. I mean, even though he's not like lifting his top weights or winning, he's still winning with age and with everyone else as far as fans, because he's a fucking GOAT now.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Is he in his 60s now? Like,
I think he's like 92.
Is Dave Ricks older or younger than you? Do you know?
Oh, he's got some years on me.
Yeah. Right.
And he's still moving like. I mean, he's still a competitor.
He's
like
a strong
he still
man.
looks. The guy takes his shirt off. I run out of the room.
Yeah.
That's wild. That is true. I think some of it with you too, probably, obviously all the achievements you had through your years of lifting and competing, but like the way that even into your post competing days, the way you're so present and like involved in
like you didn't just disappear, which a lot of guys do. And I mean, I understand it. You get super involved into something, you probably want to take a little break, but you're kind of like always, like if there's a major strength competition, if you look in the crowd, there's a good chance it seems like you'll see Ed back there somewhere.
Yeah, my little head will be there somewhere. But I like it. I like the atmosphere. I like the people involved in lifting. I don't care what federation is or what they wear. I like the people involved in lifting. They're a lot of freaking fun.
Yep.
They're my people. We have a lot in common.
Yep.
They're just as fucking crazy on the inside as I was.
Yeah, I think that's right. So we came across some really interesting footage that we've got to talk about.
We were doing some research.
Yeah.
Going back in the time machine.
So you tried to find all kinds of embarrassing shit about me?
Not embarrassing necessarily here, but just really interesting that we've got to talk to you about.
What's the
Sure.
Do we want to talk about the safari first?
Yeah, I think that's what we got to ask
We ran
about.
across, I think it was 94, and you and
South Africa.
Yeah, you were on an
Captain-
African safari with Kurt Kowalski, and who else were you with in that trip?
Jeff Lewis was in the front seat. He's like, 550 pounds.
So he's the real big dude.
Very large dude.
Okay.
He competed both in IPF and WPO stuff.
Okay.
And then there was Shane Hammond was there.
Okay.
Scott Smith was there. Another guy named Mike Golden, who's a strength coach for some college on the East Coast. Mike was there. He was one of our coaches. I don't know who else was there, but it was, there was some good times there.
What the hell was going on? Why were you there? What was the deal?
There was the IPF World Championships.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it seemed like in the video that you guys were like having the time of your life. Like there's like hard laughing, not like, hey, we're having fun.
Well,
this is the best thing ever.
When we got surrounded by ostriches.
Yes.
Kirk had his window open. They were slide windows sideways. And an ostrich came next to his window and stuck his head right into the van. So I hooked I was sitting behind Kirk, so I hooked his arms from the back and put his head right up against the ostrich, and that was the best ab workout I ever had in my life.
Yeah, and Kirk is looking in prime form
Kirk
in the video
looks
here.
Insane.
Like
His
he looks like he's ready to
physique
go out on the Olympia stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in shape back in those days.
Yeah. Yes, that seems to be. So what country was that in?
South Africa.
Okay, South Africa. Okay. And then in that video then too, you also you're playing with some tigers. You're somewhere, where they've
lions.
got lions. Okay, that's what it is. And that got us wondering, you also had a tiger at one point in time, correct? Okay.
2 of them, really.
So can you tell us more about that?
Two different Siberians. And I used to take them home all the time because I had a federal license. So I knew some people that owned some tattoo shops right in Indiana, and they had licenses to take care of them for years. So they had them in big warehouses, and right after they got them when they were cubs, I used to take them home with me all the time and just have them home for weeks at a time. So, I loved it. I loved it.
Oh man, this is like making me want to ask so many questions here. So, like when they were cubs, when you bring them home, I mean, were they vicious enough that they could draw blood if they wanted to?
I think any little cub could draw blood if he wanted to, but they just want to cuddle you and have you bottle feed them and hang out and take naps and have fun a little bit.
Wow.
It was cool. They'd sleep with me sometimes.
So did you do that for like a few years, or how?
Yeah. And then when they got big enough, they ended up being in breeding programs.
Okay.
Because the white one that you see, he ended up being Pearl. He ended up being around almost 7 foot tall, 850 as far as pounds. So he was gigantic.
Yeah.
So how long do they live usually?
I think the oldest one in captivity is closer to 20.
Okay.
Yeah. So they've been passed away for a while.
Yeah.
So,
but hopefully he spread his seed around.
Yes.
Did you ever watch Tiger King on Netflix?
No.
I didn't know if you if you felt like that was describing the world of people you dealt with when you did this or not.
No, not with
okay.
backwoods fucking hillbilly.
Yeah.
And it was like, I got it from a guy. He wore a pistol and he had like a mullet.
Yeah. No.
So
no way.
You didn't continue and get more then, or have other ones?
No.
Okay.
Life gets a hold of you.
Right. Yeah, I suppose taking care of tigers is a little bit kind
Not
of a
super
responsibility.
It's pretty cool, but it's it doesn't last forever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Some other things we were talking about competing wise, and just kind of almost like iconic Ed Coan things.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things we were talking about is the yellow singlet.
Yep.
So what's what?
The original yellow singlet got stolen.
So why yellow though? Why was it seems like out of all the colors, yellow isn't.
I think it just showed off that I was well circumcised Catholic boy.
So there was no.
I don't know. It was like one of those bright colors that like I just loved the way the suit felt, and it was just like an old wrestling suit. And then that ended up getting stolen after the World Championships, I think.
Do you think someone stole it, like as in, hey, there's Ed Coan's singlet?
Like they have a shrine on a room in their house?
Doubt. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. Someone's wearing it like, what's his name? Cowboy, whatever his name was, that tucked his penis and silenced it all.
He's doing that and saying, like, I'm Ed Coan.
Yeah.
Goodbye Horses is playing in the background.
Talking in pictures of myself.
Yeah. It is iconic though. Like if I saw someone wearing a yellow singlet now, I'd be like, well, they're just trying to copy Ed Coan. Like that's.
Well, Juji Mufu did.
Yeah.
But he admitted, he goes, I'm channeling my Ed Coan.
Right. So did you have to get another yellow one then to replace that
one?
Yeah,
I got a more satin one from Inzer. Okay. And I still got that one. I should just donate it to someone.
Yeah, we'll take it.
And I still got the shoes, and the shoes still work.
The Adidas?
Yeah, they still work. They're a little beat up, but for the most part, the whole shoe is in really good shape. And I wore them at the 82 Teenage Nationals.
Oh, those go back that far. I didn't know those went back that far, actually.
Yeah. Those old Adidas top 10s. They were
So
great back then.
they're 40 years old.
You know, like Michael Jordan can auction off any NBA player can auction off game worn shoes. You could probably auction off those things for some good cash.
Yeah, it's a who. I get fucking
You never know.
coffee in a Danish for them.
You never know.
Yeah, there's some psychos out there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Some people just want to smell them
Yeah, that's okay. Enjoy yourself.
if the price is right.
Yeah. Nowadays, I don't really worry about the shoes as much. I still like my Adidas to lift in, and there's actually a new company that I'll pub. I don't get anything out of them. I got their shoes. They're a place called Prowl, and you'll see like Stan tries them, Mike O'Hearn tries them, a few other. They're fucking, for walking around, it's the most comfortable shoe I've ever worn. My legs have been killing me, and I walked in their shoes, and it took away a lot of leg problems. I don't know why, but they worked. And like I said, I get nothing out of it, but because I don't really care about the shoes anymore.
Right.
But yeah, for the most part, no, I don't really endorse anything or nothing like that. I mean, I've always kind of followed the vertical diet, and then I cheat a lot.
Yeah.
Besides that, there's not a lot of. I don't take a lot of supplements. Just kind of watch myself and try to eat better.
Yeah, the simple things.
Yep.
Yeah, basically, Ed Coan, I hate saying third person shit, but that guy today is, I just want to be a little bit of who I was with no pain, and then I'm fucking happy.
What is your pain? I mean, do you have anything that bothers you?
Most pain I get now is my right shoulder. I had both shoulders. I had 3 tears in them from wear and tear. Labrum, supraspinatus, and subscap tendon, and they were only partial tears. So they were on fire all the time. And I did go to Medellin, Colombia, a year and a half ago, and I got 100 million stem cells injected.
Yep.
All over me, and it helped out the left shoulder immensely, and my cognitive thought. Like the night I got some IV stem cells, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I swear to God, I could have fucking wrote a book, like on biomolecular nutrition or something, a subject that I never even heard of before.
That's like inspiring.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. The right one, it didn't do as much, but there's still some healing that's been going on, which it's possible it was a result of it. And I'll probably go back for some follow-up shots or something. But you see a lot of UFC fighters and other athletes going over there now, which is the place to go. It's a place called BioAccelerator.
Yeah, it seems to be getting like really I think Martins Lisis.
Him and Nick Best.
Nick told us about it too. Yeah.
Like quite a few of the people that have just won UFC championships have gone over there too.
And it doesn't, I suppose they wouldn't be as vocal about it, but I don't seem to hear any of them say, yeah, we did it. Didn't seem to really do anything for me. It's almost everyone that I've heard talk about it has
high praise for it.
Right.
Yeah, I like I said, I got immediate out of the cognitive where I had no brain fog left. It was freaking amazing. I know it helped Chuck Liddell with his shoulders quite a bit. Me, it's just, my family has a history of a bunch of arthritis. My mom had a bunch of replacements. So thanks, Mom.
Yeah, right.
But, it is what it is. It's not like I didn't do anything to deserve not having repercussions at the end.
Right.
So it's kind of in a way, it's a badge of honor because, it shows that you did do something, but you were extremists. So there's repercussions to stuff that you do to the extreme after time.
And some of that you don't know. Say you were given the genetic hand that you were given as related to arthritis or anything, so there's genetically you're predisposed to whatever you're predisposed to already anyways. And you don't really know. You only get to live your life one time, so you don't know. Maybe you had done none of that. Maybe you never got into powerlifting. You never lifted. You could be sitting there in more pain today than you are potentially. I'd
like to think of it that way too. You're
right.
Absolutely correct.
Like, and a lot of times, I've heard other people say it too. It's like the lifting or the continued strength training could be even what's
keeping it all together.
Right, right.
I totally agree. I 100% agree. Because if all that stuff that's connected starts getting weak, the joint is not as stable, and your whole body is going to crumble eventually.
Yeah, that's what last week we talked to Derek Poundstone. He said,
Yeah,
like,
that's
he said I have all these issues, and I think it's just all the muscle is just keeping everything together right now.
He's continued to stay so strong that even though he may have some back pain, well, he stayed the back pain, a little bit of back pain, or maybe a lot of bit of back pain that he suffers through to keep lifting. He experiences why he's lifting, but then he can go through his daily life with picking up his kids and doing stuff like that, and he really actually feels not too bad, and he thinks it's because he continues to stay.
Oh, definitely.
Strong. Yeah.
I mean, sitting in a cop car
Right.
all that time for all those years is definitely not conducive to a healthy back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's an interesting thing. Just thinking of we've enjoyed having you on the podcast. We've had Stan Efforting, Derek Poundstone recently, all kinds of cool people. Is there anyone? We're always pretty aware of the today's strongest people, and we try to get those people on there. But is there anyone else kind of from your era or that sort of thing that you think would be a really interesting guest on podcasts that maybe you haven't heard or seen on any before?
Kirk.
Yeah.
And he would be a good one too.
That would be. Does he?
He does a little
low?
bit on social. Yeah, he's pretty low, but he is on social media.
Okay, that's a good point. He would be very interesting too, because you don't really seem to hear very much from him.
I'll send you his number.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
That would be great. I was just interested for your take on it, but that's actually great for us. We'd love to get him on here. But yeah, that's a really good case. Someone that's really interesting that you don't hear and see all that often necessarily.
Yeah, I was like the only guy that could calm Kirk down on trips.
Would he
Kind of like, remember like the Stooges, Mo, Larry, Cheese.
Yeah. Would you two, I'd say you're both pretty alpha individuals. Would you ever do any like little bit of wrestling around or get a little aggressive with each other at all?
No. Never had to. He respected me too much because I was his elder.
Right.
And actually, when Kirk made it, one year he came in Vegas in the late '80s, I believe it, or late '80s, early '90s. He came to one of the USPF Nationals, and he was expecting to do all these big lifts, and he didn't. And then Marty Gallagher called me up, who helped Kirk, and they switched him over to my routine. And then I taught him how to do it and pick the numbers in training and stuff like that. And Kirk took off. He'd like to go a little heavier at the end than I did, but worked out pretty well for him.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. Is there anything in today's lifting that people you watch? I know you even said before, you like watching it. All good lifting is interesting, no matter what kind of equipment people are wearing, where they're doing it at, what federation, anything. That's just good lifting is good lifting, and it's fun to see. Is there anything in the sport of powerlifting that you do see today that you don't like, that you would like to see changed? Anything like that?
I think people get away with a lot more lax in rules as far as time in between lifts. Some judging, definitely, because there's a lot of all-time world records that when they go to a meet where they have to do something, squat lower especially, that it's a lot different. And I think the all-time world record list is the worst thing for powerlifting.
Yeah.
Because they lump everybody into one fucking division. How can you do that with someone that lifts in a raw division of the IPF, who's tested and has to walk it out and doesn't get a squat bar and a deadlift bar? You can't compare them to someone else. And I think they should separate the list, because I think it causes a lot more animosity between lifters than there really is. Because I can get along with any lifter anywhere, no matter. Even if I thought their lifting sucked on video, they're still lifters and you can still have fun with them. It's the federations have allowed a lot of people to do shit just so they can say it was done in their federation.
Mm-hmm.
And
so I think there should be a little bit more of that.
Yeah, that seems very, very reasonable.
And there was nowhere near this many federations like when you were lifting, was there?
No, there was USPF, Before that, there was just the AAU,
Mm-hmm.
but it was the USPF and then the ADFPA after that jumped in. So it was just those two for a long, long time. And the USPF went downhill because when the IPF started testing, the USPF tested, but they only tested at their nationals, which practically every other country only did too. They weren't testing everywhere else. But the ADFPA at the time, their worlds was crumbling as far as for the drug-free worlds. So a lot of lifters started coming over to the USPF so they could get to the IPF worlds to have competition. And that's why pretty much the ADFPA, when it turned into the USAPL, while they lobbied to get into the IPF over the USPF, and they just had more power in the back end than the USPF did. So USPF got ousted.
Okay.
And now the USAPL is having their own problems with the IPF.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
they're right back in that.
And also now there's 100 federations or whatever there's just so many.
And most of them are for profit. USPF back then, USAPL, they're non for profit. So when they get money for cars, there may be people that definitely get salaries and make good money in the USAPL, but you have to have minutes, you have to have meetings, you have to have accountability, you have to have all that. You can't just sell cards and take all the money for yourself.
Right. Mm-hmm. In order for there to be a federation that's run really well like that, and
that's basically almost what it takes, though.
Right. But like that takes some like big time commitment from a few people too to like.
No doubt,
and with like high character people too.
There's a lot of high character people is what more, because you can get a lot of people that'll help out, but the end result doesn't always turn out very well.
Right. Yeah, that's tough. It's tough to find the people with like that level of character and also that are that dedicated to it, that are willing
the commitment to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could care less if someone makes fucking $1 million as long as they're running the show right and the lifters are getting, what they deserve.
We kind of agree with that. Like, I don't have a problem with, expensive meat fees or anything like that.
If it's a well-run meat, it's like totally worth it.
It's worth it, I think.
Yeah, right. Yeah. If it's a visual orgasm, last year when I went to the USAPL Nationals, that was in Illinois, it was fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. Giant screens and platforms. It was great. It was just to be there was cool.
Yep.
Yeah, it's when you feel like you're part of a show. Actually, that means something.
Yeah, they had like over 1,000 lifters, so they made money, but they put out money.
Right. Yeah.
So who cares?
Yeah, I agree. Well, what about that? You did a lot of competing and a lot of winning over your years. Either prize money or maybe even like trophy or memento wise, is there anything in particular that
no
you won that was kind of cool? Like, okay,
no,
yeah.
Was there ever any? I mean, was prize money a thing at all then?
I went in one of Karen Kidder's meets and won 11 grand once.
Yeah,
but for the most part, not enough to break a leg over.
Right.
Yeah, you got your trophy.
Did you keep all your medals and trophies and stuff like that over the years?
I know. I believe I still have a bunch of my medals around somewhere, but most of my trophies are either at like some of my sisters, as far as like the cool ones that they use as like paperweights.
Yeah.
Or a lot of the other trophies, I just took the little placards off it and donated to Trophies of Special Olympics.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. What about Quads Gym? Could you give us an education? We've seen you wearing the quads in the old pictures. Just educate us on what Quads Gym was and where.
Pretty freaking hardcore powerlifting and bodybuilding, mostly bodybuilding. And on the South Side one, you were either a cop or a felon. And then the North Side one ended up coming, and the North Side one is still around.
And are these both Chicago or?
One of them was Calumet City on the South Side, and the other one is right in Chicago, right on the lakefront.
Okay.
Like a couple blocks in from the lakefront, and that's a really good gym. I still go there once a week to say hi.
Well, even looking at some of the videos you had, like the gym looked. I don't know what year those videos were from, but even by today's standards, it looked really legit. Like it seemed like a nice place then.
It was great, always great equipment that all worked.
is where?
Go ahead.
Oh, where were you primarily training at over the year?
Southside.
Okay.
I was better with a little bit more grimy people.
Yeah. Yeah, there is something to be said about that, I think,
Yeah.
in, you know,
Yeah,
the
it's
sport
like
of,
people that
yeah.
train in the garage. I mean,
Yeah.
when Rocky went back to Russia, that's the gym
Yep.
I want. That's how Landis gym is now.
Yep. Yep.
But the quads on the north side is one of the best equipped gyms, I think, anywhere. And when anybody's in town, tons of photo sessions go on there.
Yeah.
Always.
Did Louie ever try to get you to move to Ohio and come lift at Westside?
Nope.
Did you guys talk much over the years?
Yeah, I knew Louis before he was Louis.
Yeah.
And Louis was always cool. He's still cool.
Yeah. Yeah. He is. I mean, yes, that's true. Like he's people want to know what he's got, like want to listen to what he has to say.
Yeah, he's got tons of patents on all kinds of little things and keeps himself busy and still watches. And I mean, I talked to him not too long ago. He gave him a call. He's writing some big article on like some of the 5 strongest people that he's known.
Okay. What about movies? We were just we run movies on repeat in our gym. You know, we just kind of have like a DVD player set up and we run lifting movies on repeat. You know, the TV doesn't shut off. It just keeps running. So we've got like Power Unlimited that's running on repeat now. And we have Westside versus the World that's runs on repeat now. And I know you're in Power Unlimited quite a bit. You're in Westside versus the World. You're in that one. Do you know how many different movies like that you've been in or that you've got interviewed for over the years?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I know I was surprised I wasn't in that new Generation X or whatever.
Yeah.
They should. I think they should have interviewed some of the old school guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Blaine's that's the one that like Blaine.
Yeah,
Sumner,
I know Blaine's in it.
Yeah. Like the Iron Wars.
Iron Wars.
Thing.
Yeah. That's,
and like
he's
Larry
a
Wheels
monster anyways.
Yeah.
Larry's crazy.
Yeah.
He's definitely crazy. He has no fear whatsoever. But he's doing his thing and having fun and making money, so that's great for him.
Yeah. Yes. He seems to be it seems to be working what he's wanting to do. I would say.
Yeah, he's out in like Dubai or something. He stays.
Yeah.
Crazy, but good for him as long as it works out.
Yes.
Now he's doing some arm wrestling or something, which I just hope he doesn't get hurt on.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that you ever considered doing? You know, when you're competing in the
I was backstage one time when Terry Todd first started the strongman at the Arnold, and he asked me if I wanted to compete. And I'm standing next to Brian Shaw and Phil Pfister, and I said, Terry, look up there.
Yeah.
And that's their heads. And I'm like, no, thanks. I got hurt enough in doing the shit I did in powerlifting. I don't need to try something new. I probably should have done some cool grip contests back then.
Well, I was going to say there would be particular events where you would have been very, you would be very, very, very competitive.
I mean, your wingspan is still there. The hands are there.
Yeah. As far as, but like putting a stone over something, it's like, no, I can't. I'd have to walk 5 feet just to get it up, up there.
Right. Yeah. Do you remember the first time that you ever expressed the squat with saying the phrase of opening your taint?
With Mark Bell.
Okay.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah. I was looking for a way to explain what I did. And some of it I got taught by Doug Furness, because Doug at like 5'10", 275 could do a full splits, like all the way out and put his head on the ground. And then he taught me how to open up my groin when I squatted, not push my knees out. And I tried to explain that to Mark, and I just said, all right, way up there, open up your taint.
Yeah.
And that you could see Mark's face after I said it, that's right up his territory as far as goofiness. And it just stuck.
It did.
Well, I think people, it's funny, of course. It's, it sticks for partly that reason, but also I think people utilize that.
It's like a cue that kind of makes sense, actually.
Right. Yeah, because I did a podcast with Aaron Horschug from Squat University, and I explained the difference between pushing your knees out or pushing the floor and opening up where I said your taint, which is your hips from up high,
Mhm.
and that's a big difference. So then he explained it on video, he did an incredible job. So a lot of people just didn't understand it,
Yeah,
but
and
it puts you in a perfect squat position.
yeah, and when you say it that way, like when you do push your knees out, like that feels like that is purely a cue for the knees, and that's
Right,
not what
right.
you're trying to do there.
But you could still lean forward, and your hips don't open up
Mm-hmm.
to where they're rotating. Like your hips are like that, same as like your shoulder in the joint, how it moves. And so it's gotta move like that, like you see a little baby squat. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Well, if you start from that point, you don't really have to push back and keep pushing back. You're like right there right away because the hips rotate how they're supposed to,
Right.
and it's done. Boom. No pressure on the knees either.
Right.
Push your knees out and see what the pressure feels on your knees. You have pressure there. So what kind of signal is that sending to your brain right away? It's not comfortable with it. Everything you do has to be smooth and comfortable for the brain to accept it. And then the brain tells the body, let's do this shit. We're in a great position. Makes sense now, doesn't it?
It
Yep.
does. It does. And that's one of those, sometimes people, there's a lot of different ways to try to explain the same thing. And I do think with a lot of lifters, there's a moment where certain cues just hit, where just mentally, like you could explain that exact same thing in a lot of different ways. But when you hear it like that, then it's like, that's the thing I needed to be able to do it in a way that makes sense.
Everyone likes to take a hold of somebody else's cue and put it in their own words to get attention on themselves instead of just listening.
Yeah. Yep. You almost just described Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
same thing. Like I'll make a post and someone will be telling me what I said on my post.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Ed, we've got this little game we like to play every episode with our guests. It's called Overrated, Underrated, and we just have a series of topics that we run down. So we handpicked these for you. These are special Ed Coan topics.
Uh-oh.
And this is where the podcast gets pretty serious. So we hope you're ready for this.
Sure.
And I guess all you got to remember is you can elaborate as much as you want to or as little as you want to in each one, but you've got to come up with overrated or underrated. You can't ride the line on any of them.
No problem. I can be honest.
All right, perfect. We figured you'd be good to go for it. Okay. Topic number 1, overrated or underrated? Krav Maga.
In the United States, overrated. If you did it in some other countries, it's underrated because in a lot of other countries, it's done with a lot more violence instead of a lot of the stuff is watered down here.
So have you had actual lessons in it before?
Not in Krav, but more in like counter violence, more reality based. What's really going to happen in really a real violent situation and how to get out of it.
Okay, is Krav? I don't know much about Krav Maga. So you say more counter?
If somebody teaches it in a very, very violent manner, because remember the first word in martial arts is martial. So if someone teaches you too much about the philosophy and tradition,
right,
and doesn't get into full balls out violent situations and what to really do or hypotheticals, it's a lot of bullshit. Like I don't want to be taught what happens if I get locked in a trunk.
Right,
I don't want to, it's a lot of that stuff is just bullshit. Here it is. If someone has a knife, run the other way. There, now you just saved your life.
Yeah.
right.
That's reality. What you really want to do.
Right.
You're not going to disarm him because if you try to disarm him, you're going to get cut. As soon as you get cut, it's over with. You're not going to use your hand anymore. It's fucking done.
Yeah.
Now you're dead. So it's like, run, get the fuck out of there.
Right.
And so a lot of stuff has been watered down to make people think that they can do that, and it's a disservice to a client.
That makes sense.
It does. Can't argue with that.
No, that's good. Okay. Overrated or underrated? The IPF.
I would say the lifters are underrated. The federation nowadays is overrated. Because people don't fucking care what federation they go into now. They want good judging, a good meet, and have a lot of fun. They're not getting paid for it. The percentage of people that go to an IPF Worlds or has a chance of placing at a national championships is way up there in the like 1 or 2 percentile after everything. So it's not worth it to a lot of people. They just want to have fucking fun and have good judging.
Yeah. And from a spectator standpoint, because I'm not a national level or a world level competitor, but the thing that I admire most is that they seem to be the only federation that can somehow figure out how to have an actual national level system that then feeds into an actual world level system that's not purely an invite. Like you have to get there based on performing at a specific meet at a specific time. And that's the thing that I admire. Like it is a real competition at that point.
Well, they have the resources as far as money and what we talked about before, the integrity of the people that run it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were some of the first ones to do it. So they have that backing.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, people like to shit on them, but I don't think anyone else has been able to, no one else pulls that off currently, do they?
No, not at all.
Yeah, that's true.
So the federation is overrated. I'd say the lifters are underrated because they deserve a lot more credit than they get.
That's a really good way of looking at that one, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Overrated or underrated Chicago style pizza?
Because there's so many different styles. Like I'm not a big fan of the stuffed. I think it's overrated. But regular pizza, I think, is underrated because you could go. I'm not a big fan of the really thin New York pizza, but I didn't grow up on it either. So I'd say Chicago style pizza. The stuffed big shit is overrated.
But like what? So what is like what? When we say Chicago style pizza, what do you consider? I mean, it's fairly thick,
like
right?
deep dish.
Most people think of all the deep dish and the stuffed deep dish and stuff like that. I'm not into that as much. I like more of a thinner, crispy crust with a sweet sauce.
It just turns into too much bread. Like that's what
I like it really fucking messy and crunchy.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Well, when
about.
it's super thick, it's like it's borderline pizza at a certain point, where it's almost really is like.
If you got to, if you really got to eat it with a knife and fork, it's not pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I would tend to agree with that.
I'll get behind that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Last one here. This is probably the most important one. Maybe the one that challenges you the most also. So overrated or underrated, Dan Bell?
Underrated.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Dan has no idea how strong he is yet. And he's still unbelievably athletic for a big fat fucking slob. Right now, you could just hear the Dan Bell laugh. He's laughing his ass off. Yeah.
Dan listens to this, so he will get a good out of that for sure.
No, Dan is a really good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And he is one of the nicest guy who doesn't badmouth anyone. And his laugh is iconic. If I should have his laugh as my ringer on my phone.
Yeah. You'd feel good every time you get a call. You're like,
I'd start giggling.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's underrated. And you got Peter Petrus is out there putting up monster stuff. These guys are like unbelievably strong. And I don't know what their top end is going to be. I mean, it's coming. You can only do it for so long,
right?
Especially when you're 400 pounds sometimes. And so Dan has a little more time. Peter has a little bit more time. Peter has a bigger bench. He has not as big a squat, but he has a really good deadlift too. So let's see where the chips will fall. But Dan is going to probably take a break now, and then he's going to come back and fucking look out. Because I've seen him train, and then you see some training videos, and then he gets to a meet, and man, the guy really puts it on at a meet. I like that. That's impressive.
Yeah, he's a gamer or a big time game day.
Oh
guy.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. Be relaxed until it's time not to be relaxed. Don't waste all that energy. Don't scream and yell running up to the bar. You don't really fucking need ammonia salts. Most people, I think, that use all that stuff, I think it's because there's a lack of confidence.
Right.
So they use it to try to break or block negative thoughts.
Right.
And you got to think of it this way. If you did all your training the way you're supposed to and hit all your numbers, then why should you miss on stage?
Assuming you have a game plan that makes sense.
Yeah.
Here's my game plan. Make my first attempt, see how it feels. There's my game plan.
Yep. Yep.
It's it. I'm not going to say, okay, I'm going to do this in this meet. I hope to. But let me see how this weight feels. Now I can make a decision on then my second. And then after that, I can make a decision on my third. If it's not in me that day, what do you want to do? Win. Make sure you win.
Well, and
That's
I think,
it.
yeah, and I think you're probably spot on as far as like the overhyping and stuff, because
Well, you set yourself up from failure before you even enter the meet.
Right. Like when you're in the mindset of like, I need these. I mean, I've experienced that before if you're trying to talk yourself into trying to convince yourself that you can do a lift like 30 seconds before you're doing it.
Yeah.
That's probably a tough.
It's a waste of physical and mental energy too.
Right.
You want to be able to focus and concentrate on what you're supposed to concentrate on. I'm not fucking jumping around screaming so the audience can get a good, video. Stupid. Save that for after you make it.
Right. Right. Yep.
Where are you guys located?
South Dakota.
Yeah, we're in what we phrase it as Western Northeast South Dakota. So we're in the we're not too far from North Dakota, and we're not too far from Minnesota.
I was just in North Dakota.
We know we had a couple. We've got Massenomics gym here. We've got a few guys that do strongman, and one of our members was up there competing. He sent us a video or a picture one day, and he goes, "Oh, Ed Coan's here," and I think you were judging some deadlifts.
Yeah. And then I did a seminar at the gym the next day.
Yeah, so was that in Williston or what was that?
Yes.
Yeah, Mitch Hughes runs those up there.
Yeah.
I think that's who probably got in. Mitch and his wife.
Him and Lacey.
Yep.
No, Lacey and Mitch, because she's the boss.
Yep. We know both of them, and they're both we like them a lot. They're great.
Fantastic show and so nice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I had a really good time.
But there you go. That was a strongman event. And you still, just like goes back to what you're going back to what you were talking about before. Like if it's good lifting,
I just hung out.
Yeah, right.
They're still lifters. They all love the shit.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We're all crazy in a way compared to other people.
Well, we draw the lines in the sand. Like this guy does that federation, or even the next level as well. That person does strongman. I don't do that. I do powerlifting, but if you look at people in the world as a whole, we're almost still identical.
Yeah,
it's just
the same subsection. It's just a subsection.
Here's what it is.
Right.
People like to put labels on people instead of just saying this person's nice or this person's an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
Right.
If I meet someone, I don't care if they're a lifter or not. If they're an asshole, they're just an asshole. If you're really cool, hell yeah, I'll talk to you all night long and have a riot. But if not, forget you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Agreed.
Nobody cares.
Sums it up pretty good.
That's right.
Yeah, get over yourself.
Yeah.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
Especially that Dan Bell guy.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Never heard of him.
Gene Bell? Gene Bell was a great lifter. Who's Dan?
Yeah. That's a good question. We're still trying to figure out. No, Dan is a great guy, and
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
And like you said, like lifting's one thing, but also just the way character as a person, he's a great
Just
guy.
hang out.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just hang out.
Yeah.
You'll have more fun than anybody.
Right. Yes.
What's next for you guys?
That's a
You
great
guys show
question.
up at any big meets or anything?
We are planning on having a booth at the Showdown meet in Kansas City in September.
I'll try to get there then.
Yeah, if you're there, we'd love to talk to you there too.
Yeah, I can inflict some pain on you guys.
We did a little interview with you at the Arnold the last time.
I remember.
Yeah,
Maybe it was a couple times. It was probably
3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, and I think
We compared hand size.
right.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think our backs and necks are still sore from you jabbing us a little bit. So
Nah. I can't jump up that high to your neck.
yeah, we'll still watch out because
I'll get you.
Yep. Sometimes you play like you're
Play dead.
Yeah, or you'll be like, yeah, I'm not that tall. I can't get you, but we know better than that. So
yeah, you forget my reach.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. No, if you're in if you go to Kansas City, we're hoping to meet a lot of run into a lot of people there, and it's fun now that things are starting to go on more like that, or it looks like they're going to more, and we get to talk to people over interviews like this over the phone a lot, but there is still something different to getting to hang out with people in person. You can't really replace
No doubt.
Way more fun.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I like to sit back and see how they treat people or are treated.
Right.
Because, like, I get treated different. Usually everyone is like, oh, Eddie Coan, blah, blah, blah. But I like to see the way they treat somebody else.
Right.
If they treat them with the same kind of respect, then they're okay. If not, then you're a dick.
Yeah, you have a tough gauge because everyone's going to kind of be nice. Or
the red carpet's always getting rolled out.
Right.
Well, if you're nice to somebody, usually they're nice back. So
yeah,
Yep.
Very true.
it's easy. Don't be a dick. It puts more stress on you.
Couldn't agree with that more. Yeah.
Which I'm still wondering why I'm on the phone with you guys.
Well, you should have been a dick a while ago, and then we wouldn't have thought we could called you.
True.
That's kind of your own philosophy is biting you in the ass this time.
Yep.
No, we do really appreciate you taking the time and stuff. We're excited to get you on here. We hopefully we get a chance to do it in person someday too.
Most definitely, and you guys do a great job yourself. So just keep it up.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Even if you're lying, we still like hearing
Yeah,
it. So.
that's all we needed to hear.
I don't lie as much anymore.
All right, thanks, Ed. It was very
You're
cool.
welcome, guys. Take care of
Thank
yourself.
you.
Thanks.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye, guys.
Well, Tanner,
What do you give
I
'em?
think we know what's going on here.
Cool beans.
Wow.
That was cool beans. This
That was
might
cool
be
beans.
the goatest podcast we've ever had.
It's for sure in the top 10, Tanner.
Yeah, of goatiest.
Goatiest goats.
Goatiest of goat. We've had a lot of guests though that are up there, like in the we've had Dan. I suppose you make an argument of goat. John Hack, an argument of goat. Ed, of course, is kind of the perennial goat favorite.
Yeah. Probably the front runner.
The front runner. What about?
There's definitely ones we're not thinking
yeah.
of.
Well, there's ones we've had so many
People
goats.
that need to sit and listen to us
We've
think.
got a whole pen full, a whole flock
yeah.
of goats.
A herd of goats.
What else did we have this episode that we talked about our new stuff that you should go buy?
Yeah, definitely go buy that new stuff.
Did we mention leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts?
We have not mentioned that enough lately.
Because we're over 340 5-star reviews right now, so we're getting very dangerously close to that 350 plus mark, and
everyone knows
that's
what that
where
means.
we almost get to the road to 400.
Tanner, I don't want to get people too excited, but I was brainstorming a little bit today about some ideas for things
Were they
once we
big?
hit the road to 400. And
Were they big?
I'm kind of excited about it. So
Were they big? So can you tell us that?
They were really
big.
They're really
Okay.
big. I'll just say they were really big. So if I'm excited already,
Yeah.
that means it's going to be good.
That
So,
sounds big.
yeah, I should actually tell you my ideas before I forget. So we'll have to talk about that
Okay.
off air.
Yeah, we can't let all these people know on our. I mean that kind of spoils the surprise.
Yeah.
There's got to be a surprise to the big things.
There does have to be.
I just from this conversation, I feel like it's going to be big though.
It's going to be really big.
That's good. So yeah, you could leave us a 5-star review, help us get there. So whatever it is we're talking about now, it'll come
to life.
Come to life someday. You could become a supporting member of the podcast. That would be awesome. Maybe some people are probably newer to the podcast. Tommy, numbers grow all the time. This might even maybe you saw the name Ed Coan on this podcast and it really
There's
intrigued
probably a good
you.
chance there's someone listening
that's never listened before because I saw Ed Coan.
I mean, statistically, every week there's people listening, but
right. So we'd love to have you stick around for more, tell more people about it, leave us that 5-star review, and if you really like it, you could become a supporting member.
yeah, at massenomics.com/join. There's
And-
several payment plans set up.
And what does becoming a supporting member get you? You ask. Oh,
It's pretty-
almost
It's pretty fluid. I
Yeah,
mean, it can
it's,
kind of mean whatever you want it to,
it's
and it
an
means whatever we
abstract
want
thing,
it to mean.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not something you can put into
but
words.
it's certainly a two-sided relationship.
Yeah.
Everyone feels better about it. I think
yeah,
at the end of the
two-sided,
day.
as in you give us money, we take money.
Yeah, that's the two sides of the transaction, right?
Takes two to tango.
We don't know how to take Bitcoin yet from your digital wallet, but
We'll get working on that once we get our NFTs up and
yeah,
running.
don't stop mining your blockchains, and we can
Keep that
get prepared
computer
for
going
that.
all the time.
Yeah, more talk of the NFTs. You know, we talked to the NFTs. I think we still need to figure out a way to capitalize on that.
I will say, Tanner, there's an artist I follow, which, as far as numbers go, like, I mean, they're not, like, they don't have like 1 million followers.
Yeah.
Like, they're not, I don't even know if they're
Is it
much
Skinny
bigger.
Idiot Studios?
No, it's
Okay.
not, but they're not much. I don't even think they're much bigger than Massenomics.
Yeah.
They posted that they've made almost $1 million off of NFTs this year. They said it's at the point where this has literally set them
That's
up
their-
to live the life they've always wanted to live.
That's wild. And someone pointed out to me the key difference in NFTs, a key difference in NFTs versus selling traditional art. When you sell a piece of art, you collect the payment for that at the time of sale.
NFTs you can attach commissions to.
And every time it is
That is
changes
something that's
hands,
pretty cool about it.
the
yeah.
original creator receives.
Well, it doesn't have to be that way, but you
Oh,
can.
okay, that
yeah,
you
you
can
can set it up for
that
so there's
way.
commissions,
Yeah,
which
right,
is
right.
kind of crazy, actually.
Right. Yeah.
It's like at that point, if it is actually an investment that's generating more money, like you'll
Right.
get, whether it's a percent or however you have it set up. I don't know what the specifics of how it all goes, but
Yeah.
that is a really cool thing that
It's
exists.
still like NFTs or even cryptocurrencies is a thing that you could. And what I'm not asking is inviting people to do is Google.
Try to explain
like,
it
I
to
can
you.
look up Google, and I do. And the point I'm making is you can research or watch YouTube videos up or read articles about it a lot, and it's still hard to understand.
Yeah.
Like there's just some things
I will
conceptually.
say one thing that I learned about Bitcoin that I feel like makes it a little bit, that wrap my head around it a little more, is I did not realize that there was a finite number of Bitcoins.
21 million, right?
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I didn't know that there
But I
was
think
actually
over 19 million have been
so
mined.
that
Yeah.
plays into the scarcity,
Right,
which also
right.
goes into the the
Yeah.
rising cost of it.
The-
I mean, it's a factor in it. Not
Right,
saying it's the only
right.
factor, but
The big thing about Bitcoin, this has nothing to do with actually Bitcoin and its process and stuff like that. But the thing that I've heard other people say that really resonates with me is that it really still, and I think we even talked about this, but it is not being treated as a currency.
yeah,
It's being treated as a commodity.
Yeah, it's
like
just
the
being
way
speculated
right.
on
It's just,
and-
it's not, it's still not like it's not there.
Because
to
all
its
people are doing
real
is they're putting money into Bitcoin just so they
Just
can
to
wait
make
one
more
day
dollars.
to eventually cash that Bitcoin in to get dollars back again,
Right,
which kind
right.
of defeats the whole point of
yeah,
this
it's not
decentralized currency.
It's not a currency or a fiat currency, a currency not
But-
like the U.S. dollar or the
But
euro is. Or
99.99% of people that have Bitcoin, I believe right now, are just using it as a vehicle to transport that into
exactly
more dollars.
exactly. And because everyone thinks about it that way, like I think that's what
Yeah, it
limits it from like being
like a serious
real currency.
Yeah, currency.
yeah
It's the same thing going on with that Dogecoin right now, where it's
right. So is that how you say that?
I
Like
think it's Doge.
okay.
I believe. I could
Okay.
be wrong. I don't claim to be the internet expert, but I think
No.
that's how it is.
But just my point being on those, like it's, there's so much complexity to it, like in just because it breaks the mold in a lot of ways. Like, and same with NFTs, I think like it's just like, it's a new way of,
It's such an abstract
right,
concept though.
right.
Like it's not like you can ever be like, here's the physical item.
yeah,
like there's
it's not
nothing.
like, oh, I used to do art and this was colored in a pencil and then I sell it. And
Yeah.
It's like, now I colored in a crayon and I sell it. It's like,
Or here's
oh,
money and it comes off the printing press. And we've all agreed as a society that this $100 bill is
yeah,
valuable.
right? And now it's not just saying, okay, it's no longer looks like that. It's round and made of metal and it's worth like 4 times as much. It's like, no,
It's
all
all
of
just
that is irrelevant. Like
it's all
none of-
just numbers and they
Right.
vary wildly on a
Right.
daily basis.
Yeah.
And we just all agree that it also might be worth something.
right. That's kind of the thing about all currency, though. It's worth what it's worth because everyone agrees that it's worth that.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't
is.
actually have any
Well,
intrinsic
and that's
value.
also the funny. Oh man, we're really getting off
Yeah.
the rails right here. But that's also
yeah.
the funny thing about gold and silver. It's only worth
Well-
what it's worth because we agree that it's worth that.
The thing about gold and silver, though, is they do
When things get really bad and people have no money at all, that they're going to be seeking out gold to eat.
No, but like gold is actually used as it's a highly
Well, I get
electric
that, but no
conductive
one
metal.
Well, yeah, that part of it.
Yeah,
but as far as a
right.
currency,
Right,
no
but it
one-
actually, like a piece of paper money doesn't actually have any value of any kind.
Right.
But a piece of gold does because it actually is usable for real
Yeah.
things.
It's
but
a
not the
metal,
value that like
we
gold
magically also
yeah,
assign
right,
to it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it does at least have some properties. A piece of metal is usable in like any society, whereas a piece of paper money, like
Well, you can burn it.
I mean, I guess it's supposed to have some, just very, very little. Very little.
Print ink numbers on it. That makes it worth more money.
Or like silver, you can turn it into a tool or, like something.
Wow.
So
that's economics.
Yes.
By
And
Massenomics.
that's every once in a while, it's like, why is it called Massenomics? Like, I got the mass part. It kind of makes sense.
Like,
The lifting and stuff.
I'm just
like,
waiting
what's
for
the
that.
economics?
Just whole time thinking, God, I wish Tanner would just get done talking to Ed so we can talk about
The
Bitcoin.
and so then it's like, and that's why it's called Massenomics. You stick around for about 300 episodes. Every once in a while, you get the economics, and that's why the portmanteau came to be.
And you should take all of our words for that because we clearly know exactly what we're talking about with all of it.
I would stress again, especially in the case of Bitcoin, what I'm not asking for is for you to regurgitate
what we said.
Wikipedia. No, like
or offer advice for us.
Right, offer it. Yes, right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a reason
Like
we don't know more than what we do because we haven't cared enough to look.
That's
not because
exactly
we're
the key.
trying and we just don't get it. It's just don't care enough to look because
Yeah.
we've got lives and jobs.
Yeah, the amount I know is what I know because that's how much I've been interested.
So much
in
I need to know right now.
That's just is the level that interests me because it is slightly interesting.
It is.
If nothing else, it's
There's
at
a lot
least
going on there.
Slightly interesting. We talked about the sporting memberships, buying our new stuff. You can sign up for our newsletter on our website. You can make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That number has been growing. We hit a milestone there. Another notch on our belt for us. Our fictitious number belt.
Another mark on our bedpost, Tanner.
Yep. Do all that stuff. And also, let me tell you about today's sponsors. Do you know what's inside your plates, Tommy?
Well, you looked at me when you said it, and you said my name, so there's no confusion that you're talking to me.
Do you know what your
I
plates
do.
are made of?
They're made out of gold and Bitcoin.
Yes, correct. That, and they're machined and e-coated by the Strength Co. And they're made in America. That's why they're valuable. They're not only that, they're functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. The Strength Co. plates have become the go-to choice for all members at Massenomics Gym. Check out their plates and all of their made in America equipment online at the Strength Co. That's the strengthco.com. Do you know what's in your ground lock deadlift slippers?
I think that's just magic, to be honest with you. I don't think
we don't know
knows.
what that. What
I don't
is
think
in
anyone
those
knows what's
things?
in those things.
I don't know if Lifting Large knows what's in those or
They
not.
probably
at this
don't.
Point.
They just wake up and there's just slippers
So
sitting in
we'll
the
tell
shop.
you, we don't know what's in Lifting Large's ground lock deadlift slippers, but we know it's good. It's good, and it has value, intrinsic value, and also made up value from this podcast. So,
And by using the code MASS20, you can take 20% off of it,
which
is
creates
essentially
even more value
like
for
Bitcoin.
you. Yeah, that's just it's like a blockchain of deadlift slippers.
It's the blockchain. Yeah,
And
blockchain of deadlift
our code
slippers.
there is MASS20 at Lifting Large. That'll save you 20% off. Do you know what's in your do you know what's in your straps?
Some type of indestructible nylon webbing. If I had to take a guess,
That's right. Spud Inc. does use indestructible nylon webbing. They make a lot of different straps. We don't also know exactly what goes into those. I suppose that's their secret sauce.
That
they
is
can't
the
tell
sauce.
us. A lot of times I know that it's yellow. There's yellow dye that goes into those.
There's
a lot of times.
always some yellow and usually some black.
You can find out more about what's in your straps at SPUD-INC-straps.com. SPUD-INC-straps.com. Do you know what's in your supplements?
Now that I can.
Yes.
There's some chocolate flavoring of some kind.
Chocolate of some sort. That's what's in your supplements.
There we go.
Yes. That is what's in your supplements. And if you go to fusionsp.net and use code MASS, M-A-S-S, that'll save you 20% on your order. And that's huge. Not only that, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Don't need to worry about
You're never going to
that.
need it. You're never going to need it. I don't even know why I said it. And do you know what goes into your Texas Power Bar?
Well, you could say
There's a lot that goes into your Texas Power Bar.
I'm trying to think of like what decade I want to start in. Somewhere like some inspiration from an image bar, then Buddy
Well, it really
Caps.
goes back, really like Buddy's parents, though. Like,
Yeah, I guess you're right. If we want to go with the full origin story here.
like, I wonder when Buddy's dad was born. Like, I would want to start about there.
And what his name is.
Yeah.
Is it also Buddy?
Buddy Cap Sr. But I don't think he worked at Image Barbell.
Probably not.
But Buddy Caps did. They created the Texas Power Bar. We don't know what's in it exactly, but we know it's a hell of a barbell. It's strong as a house with the best knurling, and it's maintenance free. Hundreds of state, national, international, and Ed Coan powerlifting records. That's probably true, right?
I would believe that.
They've been set and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar.
That
Learn
number
more
should
from
probably be
them.
thousands. I mean, there's literally hundreds of Massenomics records set on.
That's true. That's probably, yeah, really, right. Is that right? Hundreds of state.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be
I
thousands.
just realizing that for the first time.
That's true. Hundreds is short selling it, I think.
Maybe it should be hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of state. Okay.
They're like, wait.
Yeah.
Why does the sport have hundreds of thousands of records?
It's because it's powerlifting, of course. So check them out at TexasPowerBars.com. Thanks again to Big Andy at Skinny Idiot Studios.
Yeah, look for these things online. Also look him up. Hire him to do some drawings for your loved one that needs that special something.
He might just become the best friend that you never knew you had before. Like he did
Right there.
right there.
Forever.
Okay. Tommy, where do they find you at?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can find me at Tanner_Baird, but don't worry about that. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.